What's good, losers? Gacha Smack just uploaded a video titled "My editor tried to end my career and ended his instead." If you guys have come to know anything about me this past month, one of those things is probably I've been a freelance editor, designer, illustrator, website UI maker, animator, all those things for a good chunk of 5 years now. I've had experience in dealings with everything from big media companies to independent creators. I've seen it all through contract agreements, retainer agreements, and even just word of mouth good faith agreements. I'm going to comb through this drama and label out all the good and bad practices. If you're a content creator and you're looking to know how to strike a deal and a good professional balance with an editor, maybe this video can help you. And if you're an editor, this video can help you gain an understanding of how you can better protect yourself and secure clients in a more professional manner. Hey guys, listen, I'm sorry this isn't a goofy video, but I think this is actually educational and could benefit, people out there in the content sphere looking to build up their portfolio of, editings or what have you. So I'm not going to react to his entire video bit by bit because we will literally be here forever. So I'm just going to take the key moments and kind of explain my thoughts, the good and bad points, and we'll kind of go from there. If you want to see the full video in its entirety, which I highly recommend you do, links in the description. So go check it out. Okay guys, so like I said, we're not going to react to the full thing, but we're just going to take, bits from this video and kind of go over them and I'll give my take on them.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video by
poppin',
yours
dude?
truly. We got ourselves in a bit of a situation here with a
I love
editor
situations.
that I was actually
They always
very
sound
excited
so
to
fun.
work with. Unfortunately, a red flag went off when he sent me a message. And once I realized that this guy thought I was supposed
Bro, when people send me messages, goddamn, that's the worst thing ever. That means I have to actually respond to people. I have to be social for a brief period of time. That shit is more than a red flag. That's a no flag for me. Messaging people? Nah. Couldn't be me.
to be responsible for his financial security, I said, I don't know if I want to work with this guy. No, I'm good. And I took my rights as a human being to say, hey, man, sorry, I wasn't aware that you thought I was supposed to be responsible for your financial security. I'm going to wish you well. You're very talented. You have plenty of talent to go get employed by many other editors. Please provide a pay method for me so I can pay you and send you on your way. And then, business as concluded.
Wow. Okay. Do you know what's kind of baffling me already? I don't understand how you can be in a position where you're in the process of someone's doing work for you, right? You're going to be paying them. You are saying you're going to pay them for work they've already done. And at this point, they're still trying to figure out, hey, what are our terms? What are our terms? What's the deal? That to me is concerning. That's concerning. With things like this, with any sort of service or transaction that's provided, you have to have this clear cut, no debate. This is what the agreement is. So the fact that this has happened already, I'm sure we'll get into way more context, is a big concern.
Now, what was wild about this whole experience is the guy kept trying to beg me to be my editor. And it was kind of clear that he was also a fanboy of the channel, which was fine. That's not an issue at all. But
okay, hot take from this. I think actually that people who are very keen and are potential quote unquote fanboys, I often think when people say fanboys, it's kind of used in a negative context, even though it's not meant to be shown that way. Oh, they're fanboys, they're trying to whatever. But actually, I think people who are really into your content and kind of really like what you do, you are more likely to want them as an editor if they have that ability, because they're going to want to produce good work. And that they can match a kind of vibe that you're looking for. They know your content very well already, so it's not hard for them to get up to speed on what kind of style you'd want them to produce. So actually, I think someone being a quote-unquote fanboy isn't a bad thing, especially when it comes to this sort of stuff.
I say I do not choose to work with you any further after you have conveyed some weird, unprofessional shit to me. I have that right to say that.
Absolutely.
Now,
100%.
this guy continues pestering me, trying to get me to work for him. Trying to get himself to work for me.
The guy's keen.
And I end up saying, no, I'm okay.
Wants a job. He wants a client.
What happens here is the guy spirals. He spirals out of control, and he ends up going on Reddit and making this victim post, trying to paint me out to be a villain. And then, to make matters worse, he even proceeds to lie and spin the narrative.
Even better, the double whammy, Reddit and liar. Who would have thought it?
We're going to be going over this entire shindig. He even posted on Tectone's Reddit. I guess he was expecting Tectone to take his side on this. We're going to go over this entire fucking thing. I'm going to break it down word for word. We're going to tell the truth, even if the truth...
All right. Okay, so I hope that clears up the initial context of what actually the hell went down with this. I don't care about the drama of the he said, she said nonsense about all of this stuff. I just care about the truth and the fact. And I'm here to tell you the correct professional behavior for both sides of this story.
But he titled it in all caps, "This Gacha streamer made me lose my job." Now, what's wild about this title is it already puts me in a predicament to where, like, I got him fired.
Yeah, true. Like, honestly, after this, it doesn't really matter what happened. Anyone in any sort of professional capacity who conducts themselves like this is not serious. They are not serious. Ignore them, move on. But there's more to it than that.
I recently began working for a streamer, and things were very good at the beginning. Yes, they were.
Cool.
He put me on a 7-day trial. This is true. And things were going great. The videos I made were getting many views and everything was good. I like how he says, let's take a quick break.
So I see this whole like trial period thing be thrown around quite often in this space. And I'm just going to give a little perspective on how it should work. Before any trial is agreed upon, both parties must do their due diligence, both to avoid time wasting, but also to ensure work can actually be carried out during the trial period. The content creator looking to hire the editor must be familiar with the editor's work, their style, and the resources available to them in order to carry out work. What applications do they use, and do they have access to any third-party products that could better help to make videos? This is to ensure the editor has the ability and has the sole responsibility of editing and producing the work. The second key thing to agree on beforehand is the workload. You must make it very clear to the editor how many videos you expect them to make a week, the level of editing required. Is it a video that requires a lot of editing, a little, just stitching together? This is very, very important. You should also let them know how they're going to be collecting the source material for this video. Are they going to have to go through your VODs and find them? Will they be given timestamps? How are they going to collect this information to edit for you? The reason why it's so important to be accurate with this information is that the editor needs to be forthcoming whether or not they have the bandwidth to actually work for you in the capacity and the amount you are expecting them to. The second thing I want to talk about here is payments during a trial period. If you decide you're okay with working for free for 7 days for someone, that's fine. That's your choice to make. That is absolutely your choice. But even if you want to work for free for longer with the hopes of getting paid in the future, that is your choice to make, and that is fine. That's up to you. However, you are fully entitled to some level of compensation for work that you carry out. In this situation, I would give them a proof of concept edit for totally for free, so they can kind of see how long it would take, what it would look like, and if they're happy with the vibe and the style. After that, if they want to do a trial period, I'm happy to do so with like a very, very baseline, super low pay, just for minimal compensation for work actually carried out for those 7 days.
I find that hilarious because that kind of implies that the reason I was getting the views was because of his editing. Which is wild. The
editing enhances, it doesn't make.
To be completely fair, guys, this editor was really good. But get this, it turns out the motherfucker wasn't even editing the videos. It turns out bro was outsourcing the fucking editing.
Yeah, okay, caught. This is why it's so important to do due diligence on the editor you like. Oh, these edits, the way he edits is really good. But if they're outsourcing to like other creators, how do you know what they're making is theirs? How do you know anything you've ever seen from them is theirs? If they've shown you examples, how do you know what you're seeing is legit? This is why it's so important as a content creator. If you're gonna hire someone or you're gonna like pay someone for work, you have to know their capabilities and if they are being legitimate. You have to know.
Insane, but let's continue on here. But one day after the trial, when we sat to discuss the pay on call, he proposed me a certain amount. He said he is ready to pay me 10% of whatever he earns from YouTube ad revenue. This is 100% true.
Yep. So it's very common in this sort of line of work to be offered anywhere between 10 and 20% of ad revenue for editing. It really depends on the amount of editing required, the length, and you know how much like it contributes to the overall vibe of the product, right? So between 10 and 20% I've seen very frequently.
To this number, I said he will always get 10% of this number. That is what I said.
Also, like, if you're an editor, you need to be prepared for whatever that 10% equates to. That's what you're getting, right? And if that number happens to be, like, really, like, obnoxiously low, that's what you kind of agree to. And that's what you should be aware of, right? So a lot of this depends on, like, who you're working for. A lot of it is who you're working for depends what you're going to get, right? Like, a creator that's getting, like, a couple, like, 1,000 views on videos and stuff is not going to be making ad revenue to, like, sustain someone. Right? That's just not gonna, you're not gonna be getting getting 10% of like $20 is like nothing, right? So just bear that in mind. Bear that in mind when you contact people asking, hey, can I be an editor? Just bear that in mind.
And what I said further is to this came out of his own mouth, by the way. He wants to grow with me. That's what he said. And I'm not kidding. This guy, he's the one who contacted me. He's the one who solicited me for the work. He said, I want to grow with you. It's not about the money. He said this.
God, I hate when people kind of say this. Like, obviously, they're going to try and win you over with these kind of words. Oh, we'll grow together. It's not about the money. You know, we'll do this. But that talk only works with me if I actually know you.
Shit 35 times. I'm not even making that up. You'll probably see it in the Discord, in the DMs and in the email. So I literally said, you'll get 10% of my pay. And look, I said, honestly, after the first month, after the first 2 months, if I already start to see the value, you're probably going to start getting paid more. And then once I start making 20 grand a month, I'm going to increase the percentage and you're going to get paid even more. Now, here's the kicker. This guy lives in India.
Based smack take.
Third world country where the US dollar is.
Right, base smack tag, like noticing the value in the people who work for you and what they add to you and making sure they're compensated and happy. They're always going to provide better work for you. That's always the case. But that's only when you've established a working relationship with someone. Like if you have a relationship with someone where their work is good, they're providing, and it's definitely like making your overall product significantly better, you have to recognize their value, right? It's just the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
It's way bigger in India. A $1 in India is like 85 rupees. We will get that fact. We'll come back to that fact.
Cool.
But I was explaining to him in chat, when I say I'm about to show y'all every fucking thing, this is where the dumb son of a bitch messed up. He underestimated my ability to show everything. I'm going to show everything. I explained to him on the call. I said, hey, brother, I said, I'm only going to pay you $500, but check this out. I understand you live in India. The conversion rate is pretty damn substantial. So this should be pretty damn good money for you. Plus you're 21 years old. I surmise.
I'm confused. He said only going to pay $500. Is that for the trial? Is that for the trial period only? Or was that gonna change when the trial ended? I'm confused here. I'm a little bit confused here. I'm just going to assume he meant for the trial.
You're going to be okay with this. I said, however, if you're worried about growth, because you said you want to grow with me, I came over to my analytics and I told him straight up. I said, here is my analytics. Here was in the last, let's come over here. So I want y'all to take, in fact, let me move my fat head ass out the way. I want y'all to take a look at this. We're going to zoom in. You guys are seeing the growth of me yourself. Does it look like bro would have ended up making more money if he would have stuck with me? I want you to just think about that. So this dumb son of a bitch could have been making more money with me as time continues to progress. But he ended up getting greedy and said, let's negotiate a higher pay, even though I haven't worked for you longer than 7 days.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is absolutely fucking insane to me that he did this. But I'm going to show those receipts. Don't take it from my mouth. Let's finish this guy's story and you'll see what I'm talking about. He said he's ready to pay me 10% of whatever he earns from YouTube ad revenue.
I don't want to block
Initially,
Smack's
I said
beautiful
yes
face.
and asked a little time to think about it. Oopsie. Here's the first lie. Here's the first lie. He did not ask for a little bit of time to think about it. He said yes, period. We were on the phone. I said, hey, brother, I'll pay you 10%. I'll start screenshotting every single month of the money I make so that you can know that's the money I made for the month and I'll give you that 10%. I said, this is what I've made in the past year. I've been growing every single month. It might not seem like a lot of money now, but you're going to constantly grow. And then I said, is this okay with you? He said, yes, it's
okay. A verbal agreement was made. A verbal agreement was made here. I urge absolutely every content creator, editor out there, please get your agreement in writing. Honestly, it will take you like 10 minutes. It doesn't have to have any fancy jargon. Just get your agreement in writing so everyone is like crystal clear in writing, cannot be disputed. Here is the facts. Please.
Completely fine. This works. This works for me. Now he did like kind of like stumble over his words a little bit, to be fair. Again, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I have no reason to lie. When we're on the phone and I brought this up.
How can he say yes, period, but then stumble over his words at the same time? Something's not connecting here for me. How could he be so sure he said yes, but also stumble? Like, did you just mean that he was like, the way he was speaking in general was kind of a bit, jumbled and all over the place? Or this specific moment where he was agreeing to the terms? Because having someone stumble over their words when agreeing to terms like this is not okay. You have to make sure that both parties are in the clear.
A little awkward when you discuss money. He did fumble over his words a little bit when I said, I'll pay 10%. Does that sound good to you? Right? I was very direct with it. I didn't fuck around. And he was like, yes, that's fine. So then we hung up the phone.
How? Smack. How could he stumble over the words but be very clear at the same time? God damn it, man.
Went and immediately went to go talk to my girl. I said, Bubs, I finally have a long form editor. I said, he's really good. He brings out the humor in my videos. I'm excited about this. This is great. I said, we're going to see how it goes. And then I talked to her and I said, now on the downside is I'm paying my other editor, Sigmir, who's a great fucking guy, by the way. I'm paying him $500. And then I said, I'm paying Paravesh $500. This is new to me because now on top of all the bills I'm already paying, on top of all the things I'm already doing in my life, I'm now paying an additional $1,000 on top of that. So it's actually new for me, but I'm doing this because I'm trying to grow my business further. You have to spend money to make money. You're going to get to this point in content creation where you run into this fucking firm wall of how much work output you can do in a day. It gets to a point where you eventually kind of want to hire some editors to help you put more work into the day without you having to do it yourself. So I was going to try and pay him $500 and pay this other guy $500 for shorts and this guy for long form content. That's the whole fucking plan. So this dude literally said and lied, I need a little time to think about it. He didn't. He didn't. This wasn't discussed at all. He agreed to the pay on the call. We hung up the call and that's what happened. He said, but then he told me about the workload he will be giving me.
Okay. So with a bit more context here, it sounds like Smack has two other editors involved in this, right? He has shorts editor, another long form editor, and he wants to bring on this new additional problematic person, right? And each of them are getting 10% of revenue, is what I'm hearing. He's saying, $500 to each of them. That's 10% of revenue. If you go back to his earnings, it was like, what, like $5,000 for like 1 month? So yeah, like $500 is 10%. So for each of them. So Smack is paying or going to be paying 30% of his total revenue to his editors. That's what I'm getting at here. That's what I'm assuming from what he's saying.
We hung up the call and that's what happened. He said, but then he told me about the workload he will be giving me. This is a full-blown blatant lie, by the way. He said he will be needing 60 long-form videos from me every month, 30 well-edited.
All of this should have been kind of discussed before the trial period. I'm assuming it must have been, because you can't lead someone into a trial period and not tell them what they'd end up eventually be expecting of you afterwards, should they like what you do. I feel it's really in your benefit to tell them, hey, listen, if this trial's a success, this is what I'm going to be expecting from you. Because that way you're not wasting anyone's time. Because if the editor doesn't have the bandwidth to help you, then there's no point. There's no point.
And 30 just cropping. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. That's a lot of fucking work.
Bro, it is a lot of work. Like, bro, even doing one, like, well-edited video a day can, like, take its toll. But I tried doing the whole 2 videos a day thing. I did not have a life. That's why my videos were, like, 8 minutes 30, like, bang on. Because doing anything more just took too much time for me to do. Like, I don't record my videos on stream like some people do and then crop them out afterwards. I don't do that. I record them separately because I cannot have a coherent thought. It's really hard for me to, like, say my words out loud. So, yeah, that's a lot of videos. 2 videos a day, like, well edited is a lot. That's a lot.
And that's how I know goddamn good and well I didn't say that shit. If I did, maybe he misunderstood me because maybe he doesn't speak English language that good. This is what I said. I said, I strive to upload one single time every single day. I said, I work very fucking hard, considering that I have an IRL job, a whole family to provide for. I'm doing sponsorships myself. I do editing myself. I upload videos my fucking self. I stream. I said, I work really fucking hard, but I strive to do 1 video a day, every single day. I said, that totals generally to about 30 videos a month. I said, I want you to match my work ethic. I said, I'm looking for you to upload 30 videos, and I upload 30 videos. I said, this is why you need your agreements in writing, okay? Over the phone conversation, good faith agreements, don't cut it, please. For the sake of all of your businesses, okay? Get your agreements in writing, I beg you. Listen, I've been the type of person who's had a good faith agreement before. I had a good faith agreement with someone who, I don't want to say, but they were like a literal bloody billionaire, right? I did work for them that would have cost a couple $1,000s, right? And they just never paid me. They just ended up completely ghosting me and never paid me a dime because of a good faith agreement and nothing was written. I learned my lesson. That was the year I learned my lesson hard, okay? So to everyone, get your agreements in writing just so you can be clear on the terms and the actual specifics. But damn, you know, like, Smack Cares basically said he's going to double his content and double his output by doing this. That's crazy. That's huge. Like, an immediate doubling of content. Like, anyone who would be looking to be an editor for him would be like, oh, damn. Double the content. You know, that revenue stream is going to be looking nice and spicy in the upcoming months. You know, they should be paying attention to that. Double my work output, and I'll be able to essentially put out more content within the same amount of time. I said, however, things are going to have to change. I said during the 7-day trial where I failed you was I wasn't going live and telling you the exact videos I was going to make. I was going live and expecting you to find the content, which I did tell him.
Yeah, that's hard. Like, sourcing content and the right timestamps in the clips, especially if someone's live for multiple hours and it might only be like a 15-minute segment, that can be a lot to go through, and it's just unnecessary, difficult work, right? That's I agree, that's hard. You also can't be expecting your editors to always be watching your streams live, right? They might have other clients to be working with. You know, at the end of the day, if you want them solely to work for you, then you hire them and give them a salary. That's my opinion, right? If you want them solely to work for you for a very, very long period of time, give them salary, you know, so that they're always there, you know? But they might have other clients they're working for.
I mean, he did do to the best of his capabilities. When we were on the phone, I said, I'm going to start going live and I'm going to tell you the exact topics that I'm going to make on stream. I said, all you're going to do is I'm going to send you that VOD and you're going to edit that clip. I said, listen, your edits are good, but I don't need that fancy editing shit. I just need you to fucking cut them out, you know, do the work that I don't want to do, and we'll get them uploaded. I do not need all that fancy editing. I just want to get more videos
Get the content out. Yep.
That is how that conversation went. I'm sorry if that sounds long-winded, but I'm trying to give full context here. So this shit here is pure garbage. I didn't say this at all. I said, now, if you can pump out more, great. If you want to do some like passion crafting videos, great. But this shit is garbage. I didn't say this at all. Anyways, let's continue on. And the workload was so much that I texted him that with this much workload, see how he's trying to like victimize the shit as if I tried to like manipulate him into like being my little editor slave. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is he waffling about? Nigga, you say yes or you say no. Dude. It's that simple. I might not be able to take on other clients. So is it possible for him to increase the pay a little or at least pay me by the hour?
Yeah, no, like you don't, again, have it in writing, have you both agree, and that be it. And this is also why you should kind of make aware to the editor the amount of work they should be doing before the trial even happens. Like, hey, by the end of this trial, this is what I'm going to be expecting of you, you know? So we don't have any of this, like, nonsense afterwards. Because now it just looks like the dude's kind of, like, going back on his word, and that's really weird, you know? That's really weird. All right, let's just be real about the financials for a minute, right? So Smack was prepared to pay, 10% of his revenue for his editor, right? And that was equated to around, $500 a month, right? So $500 a month, and he's looking for 30 videos, right? That's 16, call it $17 per video, right? That's not a lot, right? If you're someone who wants to get paid by the hour, goddamn, you're going to be looking them way more than like 10% of a revenue share in this scenario. Obviously, where I'm from in the UK, making 17 like pounds or bucks like per video is not feasible for me to do like solely. In this particular scenario, I could go and get a normal, regular minimum wage job and earn far more just doing that than I would be editing videos here and there. Like, this is obviously not a main source of income meant to sustain somebody. Like, that's obvious. So you are doing this for the passion of it. You're doing it to help. You're doing it for the growth potential. You're doing it for the growth potential. You're not doing it to like have sustainable income, because you cannot have, at least where I live, you cannot have sustainable income making a video a day for $17. That's just not how it works.
Here we go. This is where the greed, and to be fair, this is where he lost me. This is quite literally where he lost me, because one, we only worked together for 7 days. Two, we just got off the phone where you agreed to the pay. If you wanted a different pay, you could have communicated that to me on the phone. You waited for us to get off the phone to then send this shit.
It seems,
and he doesn't provide.
It seems, because you did mention he was stumbling over his words, right? It kind of sounds like he wanted to say something but wasn't confident enough to say so. And that's entirely his own fault. He should have communicated it there and then. But I do have to say, he at least tried to communicate it afterwards. He sent a text, right? He sent a text, but it's a very out there bomb dropping text. It's not a good text to wake up to receive, like, hey, I need you to pay me more and pay me by the hour. That's extreme. You went from 0 to extreme, and that's not cool, you know? However, if you approach this in a different way, right? If you're an editor and you approach this in a different way, saying, hey, I reflected on the call that we had, and I think I'd like to just have another chat with you just to confirm and maybe rediscuss something, because I don't know if I'm entirely happy with the deal. That would be a perfectly reasonable thing to do for someone. Hey, can we just have another call? Can we just, have another call about this? Have another chat about this? That's a reasonable thing to do. What is not reasonable is to text someone completely out the blue like this and go from 0 to an extreme. Because pay by the hour is a vastly different extreme than I'm paying you 10% revenue split. That's not fair.
All right, context. Wait till I see and show you what he actually said. What he actually said was a little bit more weird than just this. It was pretty weird, and you'll see what I'm saying. But what I don't like about this is he said I might not be able to take on other clients. He's putting this in a way as if I told him or forced him to be my full-time editor. This is where the fanboy shit comes in. He was begging to be my full-time editor. He was also trying his hardest to say, I want to work for you. I want to grow for you. I'll do everything. I'll even do the first week for free. And then I had to say, no, we're not doing this free shit. You'll be fully compensated. I assure you. We're not doing the free shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to make it seem like I was telling him to work full time for me and like make him my little slave. It's fucking weird. Let's continue.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. And also, can I be totally honest? One video a day is not full-time editing, in my opinion. It depends on how heavily the video is edited. It really depends how heavily it is, but just like a simple kind of video is not that hard to make. And it's not what I would consider like full-time. Also, I want to touch on the language used here, right? Like, you're saying that this is a full-time editor position, and I might not be able to take on other clients, right? My dude, you agreed to do this, right? Full-time editor means that this is like your sole focus. This will be your sole focus, and you're doing this because you want to, and you want to, grow with Smack, right? That's why he decided to take this on. But obviously that would mean if you're making this your full focus, knowing that it's not going to be like amazing, pay comparative to like normal full-time editing positions in its current state, you still agreed to it and you still knew what was going on, right? And you kind of knew what that would mean. So this is very weird. It's very weird to now take this rhetoric to turn it against Smack and be like, hey, I can't take other clients because I'll be doing this work for you. My brother in Christ, you agreed to it. Holy.
Full time for me and like making my little slave. It's fucking weird. Let's continue on. This thing hurt his ego so damn much that he directly fired me, saying a 21-year-old Indian kid not being able to survive on $400 per month is wild. This is a literal, like, and I'm in disbelief about this because it's like, bro, do you not understand? I'm gonna show the receipt. Did you think I deleted the shit or something?
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, you're a fan of Smack, right? And you know what he's like. You then decide to make a Reddit post or thread like this. You knew he was going to react to this or make some kind of comment about it. What did you expect? Genuinely, what did you really know him at all? Did you really know him at all? Kind of silly, huh? You're kind of a silly little fucker, aren't you?
Okay, but the issue here was not at all me surviving at the first place. It was mainly that I might not be able to work with anyone else with the workload. And the pay is not at all adequate for 30 long form videos with the turnaround time for 6 hours. Again.
Okay. So again, it really seems like bro had the conversation with Smack, then did the math and realized, hang on, like this isn't what I thought it would be. This isn't like what I thought it would be at all. So it kind of feels like he bit off more than he could chew. Or maybe it's the case. Maybe it's the case that he's already doing editing for other people currently, right? This is my thinking. He's already doing editing for other people at the moment, and him taking on this workload from Smack would mean that he would have to cut all of that off. And perhaps the work he's already doing pays more. But he doesn't want to let go of this opportunity. He's being kind of greedy. That's what I'm getting here. Bro's being greedy. But hey, listen, if you're gonna make that sacrifice and you really want to work for someone, like Smack said, this guy was kind of like quote unquote fanboying a little bit. If you really wanted to work someone because of who they are and you wanted to grow with them and you wanted to make that sacrifice of, hey, I'll work with you, I'm gonna sacrifice my other work opportunities to do this with you, that says a lot. That says a lot about character. But it seems like bro had changed his mind. Bro was like, actually, maybe it is about the money. Maybe I should be doing editing for other people too and not make this my sole, full-time editing gig.
The craziest thing about what he's saying right here is he's trying to get y'all to believe I was trying to get him to do this, first of all, which is insane. The other thing that's wild about this is, bro, you always can say fucking no if that was the case.
He changes his mind. He kind of exposes himself, right? He said he'll be needing 60 long form videos from me for every month, 30 will edited, 30 just cropping. And then the pay is adequate for 30 long form videos with a turnaround time of 6 hours. Like, bro's already like kind of changing what he's saying, which is kind of really sus. Like, even in this public post. Very sus.
Which it wasn't. You can always say no, for one. And
True.
for two, you're fucking not even doing the work.
Yeah, that's
you're
wild.
You're not even doing the goddamn
Every
work,
point
brother.
is invalid.
Brother, you're employing people. What the fuck are you waffling about?
That's why he was like, oh, the pay isn't as good as it could have been. Oh, maybe it's because I'm like spending half of it getting someone else to do it for even a lower rate. That's crazy. And this kind of proves the point that, you know, this guy is from India, right? Where the exchange rate is very different. The exchange rate is very different. He has enough of the income to be able to pay someone else. To do the videos for him. So this is not a case that he's not being paid enough. Because if he's willing to then pay someone else to do the same job, it doesn't matter. His point becomes immediately invalid, and he's a liar immediately.
Insane, chat. Bro.
Insane.
All right, so let's continue on. He's almost done. Here's the final part of his shit. It literally was labor, what he was trying to get me into. Bro,
what?
Said, it literally was labor.
It literally was labor. Bro's, I feel like the more the dude is typing this, the more he's trying to get into like this character, right? He's trying to set the scene. He goes from trying to make like factual points, which he then fails on, to being like, it was literally labor. He forced me into that office, okay? He forced me to turn on the PC. He wouldn't let me turn it off until I finished editing this stream clip. Like, that's wild.
Oh my God. After humiliating me about it, I requested that I am okay at the previous pay grade, but please don't fire me. I have a family to take care of. I need more money. And somebody, I don't even know what he said right here. And his genuine response was that it's not his responsibility. Now,
it's not.
This more or less did happen. I'll be honest.
Like, it's not Smack's responsibility to like provide for you. And it's not his responsibility either. His responsibility, as stated in your verbal agreement, was 10% of the revenue for being a full-time editor, which you then agreed to, which you could have said no to, right? He did not say, I'm going to give you a salary of which it's meant to support you, so you can, you know, do whatever. No, he agreed for you to have 10% of the revenue. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. It is up to you to decide if you want to take that or not.
I have video proof from his live stream and the chats we had about him guaranteeing me the job.
Right.
So you caught some clips of me when we were on good terms saying I'm definitely going to work with this guy before you decided to say some dumbass shit. That doesn't mean anything. He repeated it again and again on stream in front of everybody, making me solely focus on his work and sabotaging my other clients. What?
I'm also curious when this happened. I assume this was before the trial, like the trial period, or was that during the trial period? Also, if bro knew that taking this responsibility of being Smack's full-time editor would mean that he'd have to not focus on his other clients, then maybe he should like rethink if he wanted to actually do this. Maybe he should rethink if he's actually committed to this. Instead of rethinking his commitment or the amount he could work, bro just said, pay me more. He just said, oh no, just pay me more, which is insane. That's crazy. That's honestly crazy. The more and more I think about this, the more that I am totally convinced he was doing this to be greedy and not sacrifice other clients. That's totally the reason he was doing it. He was like, nah, I want these clients and Smack too. He wanted both pies, but he couldn't have them. He couldn't have them. I mean, it also explains why he'd be outsourcing his editing work to other people, right? Maybe he's a very talented editor, but he literally has so much work to do because he's being so greedy, getting so many different clients that he's having to outsource it because he doesn't want to negotiate the amount he has to work. That's what he should have done. He should have renegotiated how much he works rather than how much he gets paid to work. Crazy. Like, this is incredible levels of greed.
So now I'm manipulating you into only working for me. Holy shit.
Now that's wild. That's insane. That is gaslighting.
Bro's accusing me of saying, because I was like excited about hiring him, he straight up was like, yeah, I'm only going to work for Gacha Smack now. I'm not working for anyone else. Only Gacha Smack, because he's so excited to work for me. All right, brother. Okay. Instead of hearing my point,
the full-time editor statement does kind of imply that they're your main focus. Let's be real there.
Request, there was no negotiation. I woke up and got to know that I am fired. I'm sorry, John. That's funny as fuck.
Bro, fucking Smack's laugh fucking cracks me up, dude. I swear. He's got one of those laughs that like just makes everything funnier. Like the joke itself might be dog shit, but like hearing someone's laugh like that just makes you laugh anyway. That's crazy. That's a superpower. Bro, dude, stop, dude.
I woke up and I was fired.
Bro got fucking deleted. Bro got controller deleted from a job. Not even like 24 hours. Not even 24 hours and bro just got absolute deleted. That's crazy.
Bro got off screen.
Bro got off screen is wild. Bro.
Oh shit. Oh fuck, bro. Bro got off screen, bro. Bro got Duke.
Fuck.
Oh my god, I'm fucking dying, bro. I alone am the fired one.
Okay, that got me. Bro, that got me, bro.
Bro, I got genuine tears, man. Holy shit. I got genuine tears.
Oh shit. Not the fucking Gojo reference.
And discovered that I am fired. There's a third screenshot with your name call out in case you miss it. Oh, dude, I'll see it in a bit, man. Fuck, bro. I had to collect myself after that one, bro.
If you want to find out the rest of the juicy details between Smack and this editor, then go watch his video. I've kind of said all the points that I would have wanted to cover anyway, and I honestly don't want to react for the sake of reacting. That's not really my style. I just honestly wanted to give my perspective as someone who's been an editor for quite a long time now. I mean, in summary, make sure to have written agreements, don't just have verbal word of mouth ones. Make sure everyone's clear on the terms, and you're allowed to say no to things. If you think something's going to be too much work or you can't handle it, just say no. It's the right thing to do. Don't be greedy and go for multiple clients, then ask them for more money. Like that's just a crazy scenario to be in. Like this guy's actually nuts. I secretly think he's like spearheading this ring of like mini editors to do stuff. Like he's got his own little business going on here. Like he's making so much money from doing this to creators. And honestly, any creator should not work with this person because they are not genuine and they are not trustful in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter if their edits are good. Heck, they've probably got loads of people editing for them to make them good, right? Don't trust him. Don't go near him. Don't engage, right? Smack has always seemed like an upstanding guy, and I can't see him like deliberately or intentionally trying to screw editors over out of like money. That's not what happened here at all. And if I see anyone saying anything like that, then you've got brainworms. Like honestly, it's utter brainworms. But no, this was a great video. You should go watch the rest of it. Link down below. So go watch his video. As always, leave a like if you liked it. Leave a sub if you want to stick around to see more content. I appreciate y'all. Go follow my Twitch, my Twitter, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace.